folks, Maverick Indicators here. All right, so we're around lunchtime, so I gotta be careful here, but it's looking like we're starting to turn on ES. And we have a weak score here on this zone. So this zone is prime for breaking. So I'm actually going to get into, let's see here. You can see it's weaning here. I'm gonna get into one position, stop loss at the top of the candle. And we're just going to get into a tester here. And let me tell you why we're in this trade. Let me clean up my chart. Sorry, guys. All right. Actually, I'm going to... no, I'm not going to add to my position. Okay. So why are we in this trade? Let's talk about it. Well, we got a red background. The bears are in control. We've been coming up here pretty darn strong. And now we've had all the colors of the rainbow. We're actually... Whoops. We're actually turning around here. You've had bright green candles, which is your strongest upside data candle, then gray, which is indecision or reversal, and now red. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data underneath the hood. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Think of the Maverick AI Pro as coloring your candles like a heat map of the data. Now that's middle of the night action, but if you go back to yesterday's price action, well, even last night, beautiful. If you see bright green, it might just fly right off your screen. All right, so bright green is your strongest upside data candle. Hot pink is your strongest downside data candle. I'm adding to the position here because we're breaking the zone. Let me get my chart cleaned up. Sorry, guys. I was just approving some new members. Welcome our new members. And I saw this trade and I said, ooh, let me take it. So I feverishly hit the record button and here we are. All right, so why are we in this trade? We got a red background. The bears are in control. We got a B setup on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar, which is going through our entire checklist of everything we're looking for from a trade. And then it's grading each one of these things. Now we just lost our grade. Why? Because we're in the turn of the 5-minute candle. Okay? We're in the turn of the 5-minute candle. So we're going to hold tight here. We're taking a little bit of heat, but not too much. I mean, I'm in too many, so even $400 or $500 in heat is only $200 to $300 in heat for me per contract, right? Because you got to divide this by 2. So really, I'm only down, $125 per contract. That's not a big deal. Okay, so let's go here. We got a red background. Bears are in control. We have red candles for the first time in a minute. We had like one red candle here, but pretty much you've been up and then you hit this zone. Now we're hitting friction at the bottom of the zone before we can continue to the next zone. It's really cool. The Maverick zones auto draws your support and resistance zones for you by probability formula. It's not just like, oh, price tapped here, so there's a zone here. No, that's not what it's doing. It's running a whole probability formula in the background to decide where those formulas are, okay, or where those zones are. We got a B set up to the downside on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick Radar, going through our entire checklist. All 5 traders, think of T1 and through T5, think of these as traders. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. Think about that. If I put you in the room with 5 other traders who all have a completely different style, and they're all voting bearish across 6 time frames, would that give you a little bit of confidence to go short here? Probably. I would hope so. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let me sell into it. Let's go, baby. Probably just gonna, look, it's lunchtime. I'm not looking for a huge home run here. If I can just get down to this zone here, I'm cool. Now, if it continues, if it breaks really fast, then I'll stay in it, but. Okay. Maverick Trender has been pegged to the top since back here. So the Maverick Trender, when this line is pegged to the top, it's showing massive strength and momentum to the downside, and you get this downtrend label. What we're doing here, folks, is we're stacking probability in our favor. Look, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm just going to put my stop, my take profit at the top of this zone. That's it. Okay. Not getting greedy, not like looking for, a $2,000 move here at lunchtime. Okay. Once, 11 hits, 11:30, man, ES just slows right down. So we're not looking for a home run here, just looking to get to the top of this zone. Okay. So why are we in this trade? Red candles, your second strongest downside data candle. You got a red background. We got a down confidence arrow right here. We still have a B set up to the downside on the ultimate trading assistant, the Maverick radar, going through our entire checklist of why we want to be in this trade. All 5 traders are voting bearish across 6 time frames. You can change these time frames to whatever you want. You can actually add a 7 time frame. And part of the cool update that we just came out with is you can make this super tiny on your chart. So if you just want to like a little cute box up here, it's pretty cool. So instead of having 6 charts on your monitor, why not have the Maverick Multi-X up here in a nice, neat little package, just telling you the votes of these 6 traders. Pretty cool. Let me clean up my charts. Okay. Maverick zones, we already broke through the zone that was here, so it's going to disappear. Now we only got a 64% chance of this zone holding. Anything less than 90% is game for breaking. Anything greater than 90 is like a brick wall. Like if this was a 90 score right here, I'd be like, I'm not even taking a short, So, hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Pink is your strongest downside data candle. Oh, snap. Are we going to get close to 1,000? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Push, push, push. Look, I just got my stop loss right at the top of that zone. Right at the top of that zone. I'm just going to close it if it hits over 1,000. There we go. I wasn't going to wait for it. I mean, look, if you've been trading for longer than a minute, we've all had it where we put our stop loss here and price comes like 1 tick away and then goes away. So I'm not going to risk that, even though that would be highly improbable with a hot pink candle. Hot pink is your strongest downside data candle. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Now that's, 7 a.m. But if we go back to like yesterday, for instance, if you see pink, it will sorry guys, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. Pink is your strongest downside data candle, okay? Bright green is your strongest upside data candle. The Maverick AI Pro colors your candles to the data, not to price and direction. And then the Maverick zones, obviously drawing our zones for us. How cool is it? Oh man, this is so cool. This is so stinking cool. How cool is it that the Maverick zones, which just came out yesterday on NinjaTrader, it's been out on TradingView. We give you now anybody that owns it now is going to get a license for both. Look at this. Look how it just stopped at this zone. Now everybody else doesn't even have this probability zone drawn. Maybe they did, but they probably had price action right here. It broke through. They're like, wait, why did it just stop right there? You already knew. You had a high probability top of zone right there and it just tapped it. You got a low score here. You got pretty low score here. So, and now you have hot pink candles. If you see pink, it will most likely sink. This candle didn't close pink, closed red because you got a little bit of retracement. That's okay. Okay, we got our $1,000, and look, now you're in between an A setup and a B setup. Pretty cool. Now, this is a weak score, but it's still a zone. Gosh, it's still a zone, so it needs to be contended with before you can break to the downside, right? Really, all a zone is there's orders here and there's orders here, and you got to chew through these orders to get to the next level, right? But this is a zone-to-zone game. This is a zone-to-zone game. Look what happened. Price came here, came up to this zone, came down to this zone, came back up, tried to make its way back up, kind of failed, although we did have a zone here that we smacked against, right? Remember, it broke at the beginning, and then we came down to here. And then most likely you'll retrace here, and as long as you have hot pink candles, you'll continue to the downside. Anyway, listen, if you want clear vision on your charts, if you want edge in the market, woo! Woo-wee! That was a sweet trade. And we didn't need a lot from it, right? We just went zone to zone. So the Maverick zones right now is available on NinjaTrader and TradingView. I'll put the link in the description. And all our indicators work on NinjaTrader and TradingView, and especially in the Ultimate Edge bundle. And I'll put the link in the description as well. Man, you get 10 indicators in the Ultimate Edge bundle. And then the Maverick Zone came out. And then tomorrow, the toolkit's coming out for NinjaTrader, which is really cool. It essentially allows you to turn your NinjaTrader into TradingView in this manner, where you can put all your favorite drawing tools. This is a really cool thing. You can turn on and off indicators. See, I can turn off my zones with one click, turn this on. Comes with the Maverick Atomic Clock, which is down here, which you guys have been asking for like a year. And it also turns red during market manipulation times if you want. And then it also comes with, the toolkit also comes with the Maverick News. So what it does is it'll, I got my zones in the way, hold on. What the Maverick News is, it'll pull all the relevant news. So this morning we had news, and it marked it on the charts as well. Marked all your news. Yesterday, go back to yesterday's video, we had, when Trump was speaking, when the Fed was talking, it marks it all on your chart so that you're aware of it while you're trading. But your next news is no big deal. It's just tomorrow. There's some banking holiday or something. I don't think that's really going to affect your chart. So all good. But it was nice to know. I'm bad at checking the news. So to just one click this, turn it on and see, oh, wait, the FOMC minutes. Okay, I probably shouldn't trade around 2 o'clock. Pretty cool. Anyway. All right, listen, so if you want edge in the market, if you want a little bit more clear vision on your charts, you just saw it here, come check us out. Not financial advice, do your own research, never any guarantees in any market, of course. But man, these tools are way too fun. And welcome to all our new members. And man, I want to give shout outs, but I don't want to leave anybody out. Congrats to so many of you that passed an eval, got funded. Some of you guys are collecting funded accounts I'm like, what the heck? You're just killing it. So congrats to all of you. I don't want to leave anybody out, but you see them pop up every once in a while in the comments on YouTube, just talking about their wins and going, hey, a lot of times you guys email me, but then a lot of times you guys comment on there going, I just picked up, 4 more funded accounts. And it's like, holy smokes, you're killing it. So really, really cool stuff. I'll put all the links in the description below. We would love, love, love to help you crush it. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research. Never any guarantees in any market. Sorry, got to say that because the market can do anything at any time. But yeah, we'd love for you to check us out. MaverickIndicators.com. That's MaverickIndicators.com.